Hegan Kogan, Man Cave Classroom in 810, and we're still in the Depression. We're going to analyze some documents from the Depression, and just in case, these documents, it doesn't get any depressing. I mean, when you're talking about the Great Depression, when you're looking at how this is going to impact kids, it really sends it home.
When it's supposed to be like the happiest time in your life.
Yes.
You know, like if I could go back to being a child again, like that, without the worries of bills and adults and work and
leaving the house without a cell phone and just disappearing.
Yep.
For hours.
Be home by the time the porch light turns on.
Right, when the lights go on. I mean, and it's like, if you think about like guys like us growing up, it's like what was important in our lives? It was like, you know, either playing football, pickup baseball, stickball, manhunt, whatever the case. These were our concerns growing up. So it's good to kind of tap into that, especially when you look at what normal kid life is supposed to be. What we'll see with some letters and some photos, it's going to be quite different from these kids. So let's take a look at this letter. Of course, this was modified. They didn't actually type it on a Microsoft Word document and send it. But this is from Missouri. It's January 20th, 1938.
So we are deep into the Depression.
We are deep into it, right? So, dear Mrs. Roosevelt, I am writing this letter in hopes that you will answer in my favor. My father, H.C., has been in bed from a stroke for almost a year. We have no money, and my brother works but makes $3 a week, and there are 8 in our family. My stepmother is very good to me, and I try to help her. She takes in washings, and I have to take a walk, and I have to walk for 6 or 8 blocks and then carry the washings home. I have to go of a morning before school, and it has been very cold here. If you could send me a bicycle to ride when I go after washings for her, I shall appreciate it. I'm in 8th grade at school and work very hard to make passing grades. The principal of the school bought 2 of my sisters and me a pair of slippers, so we would not have to stay at home. If you would do this for me, I shall be able to help my stepmother more. If you send me one, I will like a girl's bicycle. I'm about 4 feet 3 inches tall, so if you send me one, you can judge as to what size. Loving and appreciating, ALC.
Wow, she is short.
Yep.
8th grade and she's only 4'3".
Yes. I mean, she's got a lot going on in her home.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
know, and from this brief little letter, we learn a lot about her.
Yeah, we do.
You know, we learn, I mean, well, first of all, who's she writing?
She's writing to Mrs. Roosevelt.
Eleanor Roosevelt, the quintessential first lady.
Yes.
I mean, she becomes like the benchmark of what a first lady is supposed to become for the next generation, next 100 years. Father's had a stroke. He can't work. Mom is dead, I'd assume.
Stepmother.
You know, possibly
what's going
divorced. I would venture more to say death. You know, because divorce was something that really didn't take place.
Wasn't as common as
You know, before the 1960s, really.
Right. Yeah.
And she's not enjoying her childhood much, with the rigors of having to try to get passing grades.
Right.
As an 8th grade student, we are 8th grade teachers.
Right.
She's working her butt off to try to help her stepmother with delivering all this laundry to make some money.
And she wants a bicycle, not to go out and play, not to go and put a baseball card in the spokes to make it. She has a practical reason, and where it's going to help her provide for her family. You know, again, they're getting into this. You know, the principal. Apparently, the school's getting involved here. The principal bought 2 of his sisters a pair of slippers.
I'd imagine they were showing up to school barefoot.
Yeah.
Or weren't going to school because they were barefoot and were embarrassed by it.
Yep. I mean, this is giving you a really good idea of. I mean, this is just one family. You're looking at Missouri.
8 in the family.
8 in the
I don't know if
family.
they mean 8 children or just 6 children, then the father and the stepmother.
It's a lot of mouths to feed.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of mouths to feed. When it comes to this now, when you go and look at other documents that go along with the Depression, you had photographers. These are part of FDR's New Deal programs, or either part of the WPA, where they went out and they were documenting what Depression life was like. So it is interesting how you have, you know, a girl who was in 8th grade. I mean, when was the first time that you wrote to a politician or somebody that has influence? I mean, what, probably late teens, adults,
Yeah.
maybe? I mean,
I
that-
remember it was probably like an assignment in
and
school.
if it was, yes.
Yeah, if
This
I-
wasn't an assignment.
No, if it wasn't an assignment, it was probably when I was in my early 20s.
I wasn't writing to legislators at this
going
age, or
to
people
town
that had
board
influence.
meetings, yeah.
And the thing is that this is giving you an idea. You have a website that's dedicated to letters that were written to Eleanor Roosevelt by children. So, that's giving you an idea of how desperate their situation is. But, when you start to look at supporting evidence to go along with these documents, I mean, this is just Missouri. Here you have these two kids. Again, certain things
Yeah,
to pick
I
up
mean,
on, no shoes.
like the children of today. I'm going to steal this from Louis C.K. Like, what's their biggest problem? My phone isn't working.
Yeah.
I got bad reception here. Like, really?
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna complain about?
And when you look here, I mean, kid has no shoes. Who knows how long these clothes are on?
Who knows when the last time they got bathed?
I was just gonna say that. Hygiene and bathing might be a
Last
problem.
meal.
And of course, when you're looking into cleanliness, that also then evolves into other things like getting sick. This is a real. I mean, they're all depressing. This one really gets me.
Yeah.
Mouths are open.
Was this picture taken?
Plate.
Was it taken before or after the meal? Was it like we already ate and we're still hungry, or we're just waiting for mom to put some sort of scrap of some sort of
Right.
meat on our plate?
I mean, the fact that you have the camera that almost has them looking down. This almost looks like your pet looking up. Like,
Oh my
begging.
God! Yeah, like hello.
Hello, can I get another slice of
piece
cheese?
of sausage, yeah.
I mean, that really gives you an idea. This one as well. You hear you have kids out. Why can't you give my dad a job? I mean, this is giving an idea. As to what point children are getting to where they're going to write letters, where they're going to put together signs to encourage the government to help out the poor. I mean, this is just.
Go back for that a second.
Yeah.
I wonder what Rarig's kid doesn't starve. Why should we?
Ooh.
I wonder what that means.
Well, that's a follow up.
Yeah, got to follow that one up.
All right. This one as well. Of course, this goes along with the Dust Bowl, but again, right in the foreground, you have an empty plate. Compared to that household, they had 8 mouths. She had, I think, 3. There was other
4
kids that she
children.
had. Yeah, there were other kids
And
she had.
I wish she was like 33.
Yep.
Something like that.
Again, you're getting into Missouri from that letter, and in this one right here, you're getting into the Great Plains. So again, you're looking at different regions.
This almost reminds me of like a Jacob Reese
Yeah, it really does.
photograph.
And of course, again, here we have Great Plains. We're talking Missouri. I would almost venture to say that this might be a city.
Probably.
Yeah, you have the brick there. And again, certain
This
things.
is
that you see-
definitely at Hooverville.
Oh yeah. Shoes.
Look what they're doing to keep themselves busy.
Yeah.
Take some sort of piece of charcoal. Draw
Whereas,
on
I'm sorry, one of these toys, the sketching thing,
Etch-a-sketch.
or Etch-a-Sketch, or the thing where you would draw on, switch it up. I mean, there's your earlier version of it on a piece of wood. So let's take a look at another letter then. This is from Wisconsin, January 9th, 1934.
So 4 years before the other letter.
Yep. Dear Mrs. F. Roosevelt, I suppose you'll be kind of surprised to hear from a poor little girl. I am 10 years old. On Christmas Eve, all right, let's stop here.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into the holidays. When you're talking about happy times, now, of course, we're kids again, we're getting into the holidays. I have a long list of presents that's going to go to Santa that my mother would go and buy then. These are usually happier times. So, this is now a month after Christmas. So, this is just after the holidays. And let's see what's going on here. On Christmas Eve, I had wished for Santa Claus to come. But my mama said the chimney was blocked and he couldn't come. So I had a poor Christmas. I was expecting Santa to bring me some things. I lost my daddy when I was 2 years old. All right, let me just stop there for a second and compose myself. I have read in the papers how good you are to the poor and thought maybe you can help me some. I will appreciate it all my life. Today we have started school from our Christmas vacation, and all the children talk about how many presents Santa has brought them, and I felt so bad because I had nothing to say. I guess that is all. My address is, and then again, Wisconsin, yours truly, M.A. Wow. Did she say how old she is
10.
here? She's 10.
Been without dad for 8 years. Mom obviously couldn't get in touch with Santa.
Yep.
Don't want to ruin it for you.
Yeah.
Just
It doesn't exist.
There might be.
Might be. There's always the
My
possibility.
kids watch these.
and you're done.
No, so it's like, yeah, like parents are in such a, mom is in such a bad shape, she can't even provide a present.
Right.
Let alone multiple presents. A present. You know, a new pair of socks, whatever it could be.
Right.
You know, and this little girl reaching out to Eleanor Roosevelt.
To give you an idea of how, I mean, you know, children are feeling at this point, you know, rather than going out and playing and enjoying my childhood, I need to take out a pen, I need to take out a piece of paper, and I need to do something to help provide for my family.
Yeah.
I mean, that is usually a responsibility that a parent has. You know, my kid, his responsibility today is to go to school, go to practice, come home, do his homework, and, you know, have fun and all that other stuff. It's not to try and stress and think about the ways.
I could just picture her in school.
Right.
Look at me, I got a little, you know, Raggedy Ann doll.
Just the face.
Yeah, I got a Stretch Armstrong. I didn't
Right.
know Stretch Armstrong was around in the Great Depression, but
Right.
you know, and here I am. What'd you get? Nothing. Our chimney was blocked.
Right.
Like imagine like the ridicule that she's done, like the teasing. That's, you know, 10 years old. You're what? 4th grade.
Right.
You know, the ridicule you're gonna face, the teasing you're gonna face.
And it's not easy growing up as a kid either.
No.
I mean, now you're talking about you're in middle school, you're like right around 10, you're right around like 13 to 14 like the other girl is. And you know, when you talk about the stress that starts to come in, you know, I'm thinking that these kids are losing sleep at night, which is definitely going to affect how you perform in school and how in life. And so these are really, really depressing. I think I'm done talking about these.
Yeah, me too.
All right, good. Thanks for watching.